Alright, hey guys, what is up? It is Bibzuda back here once again on the Outlast Trials, and in this video we are going to be covering the Deep Burn Flashback Therapy, which started this week. It is the third Flashback Therapy that we are getting for, this iteration of them this year. There's going to be two more after this, which will be Toxic Shock and Countdown, but yeah, this is actually the most recent event that we have in this flashback therapy. Deep Burn originally ran at the end of September, beginning of October timeframe last year. So it is quite recent, especially compared to most of the other ones that we have in this rotation. Like Toxic Shock is almost 2 years old at this point, I guess, somehow. Hard to believe, really. But yeah, we have Deep Burn, and if you don't know what Deep Burn does, oh yeah, also trial list here. Despoil the Auction, Pervert the Futterman, Prosecutor. Honestly, some pretty tough main trials. Fabricate the Scandal, Beguile the Children, eliminate the past, feed the children, tilt the scales of justice, and stash the contraband. But yeah, Deep Burn is very ambiguous as far as what it does in terms of the description. The trial environment is filled with fire, avoid, or burn. But what it basically means is that there's just kind of a bunch of different individual variators built into one here, plus a small little, or not really that small of an extra effect. But if I were to create Deep Burn from scratch right here, which is, Deep Burn right here, it has on it, and of course the secondary objective is extinguish the fires, which is you have to find fire barrels in the environment and bring water to them to put them out. So it's a pretty involved secondary and can be annoying sometimes. But Deep Burn has built into it more pictures, so there will be a lot of pictures, and those will be the only specialist XPOP that will come out during the trial. It also has on it fire mines, which means that the mines around the environment will be fire ones that, when you step on them, immediately deal some damage to you and leave some fire on the ground. It also has hazard vents built in, which is a variator that released with Deep Burn, and this means that a lot of the fire mines will actually be turned into vents on the ground that will be constantly spewing fire. And yeah, those will be annoying sometimes, but you can jump over that fire, thankfully. And then it also has on it, I actually don't know where this variator will show up. Oh, it's here. It also has on it flamethrowers, so there'll be flamethrowers all around that will spray fire and, intermittently, but they can be destroyed, so you have to be careful of those. So it has all four of these variators all combined into one, but it also adds on top of all this the fact that your stamina will regenerate a lot more slowly, kind of because it's supposed to be like the environment is all smoky, with all the fire, and that makes your stamina regenerate a lot more slowly. There's currently no variator in the game that would emulate that, except for maybe having like no prescriptions, but it's even worse than that. So it's pretty cool. It's like a big bundle of things plus something extra on top. You'll also cough if you become exhausted, which can be significant as it can interrupt your actions sometimes, but that doesn't come into play that often. But yeah, that's basically what Deep Burn is, and it's fire everywhere, and you got to be careful because it's very easy to take damage from the hazard vents, from getting a pitcher Molotov to the face from across the map, or just turning a corner and not realizing a flamethrower is there. So should be fun. When it was first announced, this didn't seem like it was going to be a very interesting event, but with everything that was built into it, especially the additional inclusion of the stamina thing on top, it actually was pleasantly surprising for an event. As far as my opinion, it was quite good. As far as the other variators we also have on here is increased threat 2, unreliable doors, deadly traps, and psychosurgery. So no limited items. Once again, we should be able to get items fairly easily in this in my coverage here. As far as tasks, we do have a part 1, part 2 tasks again, and this is back to the normal. It's not like under surveillance, which we had last week. It does now have the complete 7 to unlock part 2. I've already completed some tasks because I had them in escalation. So I completed the secondary 3 times, and it says in the special therapy, so I don't know why this one worked in escalation. Travel 5,000 meters running, and then immediately drink a medicine after getting burned are the ones I have done. We can also extinguish 25 burning barrels, and if you don't know, you need to do 2 burning barrels for the secondary objective in solo. So this one I might not even complete. I need to make sure I remember. I'll pin it actually, so I remember to do more than I need if I find more waters. Use 40 medicines, Use your rig 20 times, disable 20 flamethrowers, throw 20 projectiles at the pitcher, and complete 6 trials of the special therapy. Now, we only need to do 4 more of these. So we can definitely do this one. We can do rig 20 times, I guess. That'll be 2, 3, and then I guess 4. We can try and bully the pitcher. We'll obviously get complete 6 trials, but I want to get part 2 unlocked as early as possible. And of course, you do get the poster rewards that were available during the event from these tasks. So yeah, I'm really glad they're running the tasks again. I think that's a really good way to do these flashbacks and makes them much more interesting than they would be otherwise. We're starting off with Despoil the Auction, so this should be interesting. I have been workshopping some new potential strategies for the ending where you crank the, crank the cranks. So hopefully we can apply those. I'm probably just going to run my standard setup of Stun, Noise Wrecker, Smash, and Boosted. Yeah, I think... Yeah, I'm pretty much fine with Boosted still, even though it's a main. I know a lot of people like Blind for this, and I would like Blind as well, but I'm personally not taking Blind specifically because I want to try my strategy on the ending, and having Blind for that would make it too easy almost. Just for the way I want to try and learn it. So we're gonna head over to Despoil the Auction, the of course newest main trial in the game, and I will see you guys when we arrive. Alright, we are here at Despoil the Auction. Let's head on out. Now, one of the nice things, at least about Deep Burn being on this trial, is that we will have fires in a lot more locations than usual, obviously with the flamethrowers, and most importantly, the hazard vent versions of those are going to be very useful to me when I am trying to do the areas that are, of course, cold, because usually in this trial, the only way to warm yourself up is with these heaters, but since we have these other fires available, you can use those as well. So we probably shouldn't need to crank any generators necessarily. Wow, there's a lot of flamethrowers. Oh my god, there's so many here at the start. There's 2 over there, 1 here, 1 there. But yeah, you can use the flamethrowers, you can use the fire hazard vents, you can use anything that gives heat to give you warmth. So that does apply here, and oh, this is really bad. We have to hope he goes to the left, and he doesn't. Actually, we can maybe... Oh, he saw me. Wow, these fire vents are so griefly placed. It might just be a stun angle, really. Because, oh my god. This is crazy. We're not even going to get in. Oh my god. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, it's going to be the pitcher, but he has to scream. Oh, we're not going to get in. He's going to grab me. He's going to grab me! Sorry for the jump scare. Oh my god. That was close. That was very close. Yeah, that was crazy start, honestly. Wow. The Deep Burn is honestly quite similar to last week in a very specific way. It's similar to Under Surveillance in that the flamethrowers can be quite hit or miss in terms of their danger level. Just like the cameras from Under Surveillance, you are basically up to the RNG of the map to determine whether it wants to spawn a lot of flamethrowers or not. Certain maps will have a ton of flamethrowers, certain maps will have barely any, and it seems like at least the beginning here of Despoil the Auction is one of those maps that has a lot of them. There's a whole lot of flamethrowers around. And we do want to destroy these for the secondary, or not secondary, my task. So I will do that. And it also seems to have an abundant supply of hazard vents too, so that's great. Oh my god, they're literally fire just everywhere. Hopefully this dials it back a little bit. Like, I don't think I can't even smash this open. Oh, he'll do it for me. I can't even smash that open because I would instantly be put in the line of fire there, you could say. Boy, there's plenty of barrels around, though, for when we get more water. Let's grab our stag key and head towards the exit of this area over here by the bar door. Gotta be careful of giants. We should have still plenty of warmth. Hopefully it doesn't turn around. He turned around. I'll just close this back up. Better safe than sorry. But yeah, so even if you're not like in the cold, even if it doesn't show you your warmth meter, you're still gaining warmth when you're near fire, and you can then use that when you go outside. Destroying as many flamethrowers as I can. I mean, those are good to destroy as well for the, of course, the ending when we're on our way out. But we don't want to be running around unequipped in this trial, especially. Although it is only more, it's only deadly traps, so it's not more and deadly traps. So there shouldn't actually be as many Lilia fakes as usual. Don't forget, by the way, guys, down below to smash the like button just like that. You can't forget it when we demonstrate it so beautifully like that. We have a water here. 25 barrels, quite a lot. I guess if you're, I mean, obviously if you're in a 4-man, you need to do 4, but even then it's only going to be one person that does each barrel, so interesting that they put that so high. We do need to find a rig. Well, we're already almost halfway to the rig. Hello, Lilia. I don't know if I've ever gotten it in one of the trials we've had in an event video, but let's hope we don't get Lilia, tutorial Lilia, because that is never good. Let's go ahead and get in here. I think it seems to me like it happens more often if you go out when you get this first gem. So usually I try to immediately get both of them. But that could just be confirmation bias or something. I don't know, because she doesn't. It's not a frequent thing that you see her in the tutorial, but it's happened, and it will happen again. Actually, I'll go grab one of my bottles back. Because as far as I know, it hasn't been patched, although it probably should be. Of course, we don't need the the blacklight thing, because we're doing the standard strat of opening up all of the doors first, and then going for the rubies. Come to think of it, I maybe should have gone for... Okay, she's in a different room, but she's nearby. I maybe should have gone for backpack, since that is high value on this trial. We have another water here, so we can keep working on that task. And I am mostly going to just destroy any flamethrowers I see. As far as I know, if she does talk, that means she's not currently in stealth. But that could be fake news. I mean, I'm not much of an expert on Lilia behavior, but, you know, I really didn't put much consideration into my loadout here, because what's also very good to bring is evasive maneuver on this trial, which I did not bother switching to, but, you know, we're living life on the edge here, it seems. And Smash is, of course, useful in its own right. There's a nice couple nice co-op doors on this trial that we can make use of. We got the owl key without much of a fuss, so let's go ahead and put that in. Oh. Yeah. Bro, I need to trust myself more in my suspicions, because, like, I did have a slight suspicion that one of the, like, oh shit, that there weren't two of them by the stairs. And if, you know, if I made myself choose, I would have thought, like, that one on the, I mean, the one that was her would be her. Did that make any sense? Barely, but... also, I seemed to be unable to switch to my bottle while being grabbed, so I would use that instead of my brick. So it kind of wasted my brick a little bit, which I find upsetting. It seems what I was hoping for has come true, though, and looks like I'm still going to need to do this, at least right now. There seem to be far fewer flamethrowers in the actual you know, trial area than they were outside. So we are a bit in the clear in that regard. Another water. Definitely an abundance of the secondary. I'll grab this, and it'd be nice if we got the double. Okay, that has attracted the X-Pop. So maybe we can go around here. We have our stun back, which is nice. Lily is probably somewhere in this area by now. Oh, speaking of, she's going into stealth right there. It's always very, very nice when you can catch Lilia going into stealth, because it really frees you up from being afraid of her. The audio is being strange. Why would you come this way? Alright, well, with that freedom we can go to the opposite side. We still need one more from over there. This is one of the co-op doors that is certainly nice to smash open, even if it does draw some suspicion, you could say. Where even are you, Pouncer? I don't know. I'm getting confused with permafrost a little bit. Like, I keep thinking, okay, there's a nice fire barrel for me to gain my warmth back, but we only need warmth in the specifically cold areas. So that is not a concern. Oh, hello. Knock, knock. Yeah, there's really just like barely any flamethrowers, huh? Looks like... Does that mean it's in here? No, it's actually in this room. Okay. Or is that the one that I already Oh, no, no. Goes there. Lovely. Goes right behind the door trap. That's kind of interesting. So, I mean, good and bad. Or mostly good, but also has... No! Bro, sometimes, like, I swear I'm pressing my crouch button and I just... My finger doesn't actually press it. Like, is that insane or what? Like, my brain has decided to press the crouch, and then my brain thinks I pressed it, but it isn't actually pressed, and then I walk into a door trap. I don't even know what I'm saying. Oh, careful, fire mine. But this is our last thing. Unfortunately, there goes our flawless, of course. But, you know, what can you do sometimes when your brain doesn't work properly? Not a lot, that's what I say. Let's extinguish this additional barrel over here. We've already got the 2 out of 2, but we're looking for the 25 in the top left there. So, yeah. Bring this over here. There's probably going to be more, or at least one more over there. We can go grab the wolf key here. The big awoo, of course. And get us inside of the bear area. Damn, the stamina regen nerf is a very noticeable thing. It's interesting too because they didn't actually ever mention that in any of like the trailers for the event, or any information that we got did not mention that. And so it was kind of, people were kind of just noticing it as they played the event the first time. It's like, damn, my stamina is struggling right now. And yeah, we came to find out that there was indeed a big old nerf on your stamina during Deep Burn. Are we good here? Okay. That's good to see. Oh, it looks like we do have one in this little area, which is where I usually miss it. So we might have a fairly quick bear key unlock here, since the other one is in here. Careful of the hanging cans. I did, of course, see the secret room, which is back in the bear, like where the bear key actually is. So we can try and grab that later. There we go. This picture. Yeah, we can open this, right? Yeah, he's down beneath us right now. And now we have ourselves a rig recharger for anything that goes wrong. Gonna quickly get a little bit more warmth here. And of course, this is always a nice shortcut to open up. Yeah, the stamina booster will be very nice to get here. But I am going to quickly grab the wolf key and go open up the door in the cold area with that warmth that I should still have a decent amount left. There we go. Now, in all honesty, I probably, or I might not even. What? You come out of there? I didn't know he ever came up here. I probably actually won't go get the cold wolf ruby. Since going into the cold area is generally not advisable, I thought there would be more fire to help us with that. I guess maybe that's part of the reason why the deep burn is not as noticeable, is because the heaters sort of make the fires less frequently spawning. But I didn't know if that would apply to the fires in this case, and I will block this. I didn't know if that would apply to the fires in this case because they're like negative impact, but like on this trial for permafrost, for example, like you won't really find fire barrels like outside or near the cold areas because there's already the generators there for warmth, if that makes sense. It's a little bit weird how it does work at the end of the day, but we're gonna of course traverse the basement here and go ahead and loot all of the rubies and just place them on the ground so we know where they're at. This of course is where the backpack would come into heavy use, is for extracting these from the basement itself. I don't actually 100% know where she was there. We have use night vision for 300 seconds. That's her right there. If you don't know, and it's kind of hard to see sometimes, but the gem on Lilia's chest you can't pick up. So if you look at the mannequins, you can know if it's her by seeing see how this glows, that little shine right there. That will not happen if the mannequin is Lilia herself. So it's a pretty cool little trick, but if you try and use it too much, you can also fool yourself into thinking something is her when it's not, which I've done on occasion, so use it a bit sparingly. Is that her on me right now? No, it's Scrum. I think this is gonna be... I think this is... yeah, that is. Okay, I mean, we don't... I don't know if one of these is gonna be here. I mean, we have a brick. We don't need to grab that one right now. We know which one is the money, at least. for later. Oh shit. Okay. We've got 2. We're gonna bring those out. Yeah, if you get too close to her but not close enough for, you know, a decent little few seconds, she will of course notice you and activate. But we were able to avoid any issues there. And can drop off our first 2. See, this is where you really want to have evasive as well, because I'm kind of not really in a position where I feel adequately safe to not have a throwable on me. But if I had evasive, I could just not have a throwable and then take 3 rubies at a time from the basement. I'm gonna go check Dark Wolf. Or not check, I mean I'm gonna go get the ruby from Dark Wolf. You can be very selective about where you get your rubies from, but the basement always has quite a few, while every other animal key door has 1 behind it. So, for example, we can also go grab the singular ruby from behind this door in the lobby, the owl door. And before I go back to the basement for another batch, I really should go to the secret room and get like my stamina booster and stuff. That would be a big help. But yeah, there's a 1 and a 2. We're at 170, so that means we need 180, so 6 more. So we can get 1 from the bear door up there at the very least. That's usually an easy one. Secret room buttons. Where could they be, actually? Could they be in this room? I honestly don't know. I've only had this secret room like once. I don't even see a single button for it. This is very peculiar. Seems the Night Hunter has spotted me. I don't know where the secret room buttons are. What the heck? It's not open, is it? I'm really surprised there's not an obvious one like in the hallway here somewhere. Who's that? Huh. I'm very confused here. Are they extraordinarily sneakily hiding it? Hiding the buttons on... Wow, that is so far away from the secret room itself. Where's the other one, bro? Like in the lobby upstairs or something? I don't know. We'll revisit in a minute here. But this will be a decent spot where Smash will come in handy. Because okay. Thankfully, slow reaction times on that guy helped me out. Like, we know this is a safe one to grab, and then we grab this one. And then just run away from him instead of going back that way. But yeah, Smash, of course, helping us get through. That is nice to actually see, because we can just grab this. This picture's so annoying, actually. Oh my god. Oh my, and he's so slow on the stairs. Every other enemy is up the stairs in light speed, and he turns around. It's hard to believe. I'm feeling much less confident in my plan here. Okay. I'm a little worried now that Lily is going to be somewhere and get me. But we can't really worry about that too much. Still can't believe that secret room button location, bro. That's so crazy. Alright, load up another 3 here. And we just need 3 more. But I would love to have a throwable on me. There we go. Oh, son of a bitch! Wow, she jumped at me there. I kind of love her running noises, bro. Hee hoo, ha, hee hoo. It's kind of amazing. Do not touch the batteries, please. I'm just gonna go basement again. I mean, with Night Hunter and Lilia in that area, I'm not sure I feel super comfortable. Looking for secret room button. Of course, have this one, and then there was that one more. That was like in this room or the next room over or something. I think. Wasn't there one more? Huh. Guess I was mistaken. I guess I was probably thinking of the one that I grabbed. I was probably thinking of the one that I grabbed as a result of seeing Lilia. But that's okay. Because we have the bear door up above, and we can go to the... Whoops, I don't know why I'm going this way. We can go to the bear door at the far end of the cold area too, I guess. We'll drop this. Or we can go to Cold Wolf, which we already opened, I guess, if we want to. Oh, Shunk? It's okay, Lilia. I'm good. There is a, Wait, yeah, no, we got the one from Dark Wolf, right? There is a barrel over here, so we can warm up on that and then go to Cold Wolf, maybe? Let me double check. Yeah, I did grab that. I just realized this Pouncer is under this little cart. I didn't even know that was a hiding spot. That is news to me right there. You learn something every day in the Outlast Trials. Dude, really? It's actually good to get that so we can actually run. Okay. Oh my god, a flamethrower. Did you remember that those existed? I almost forgot. And actually, beautifully enough, this leads directly over to Top Bear that we can grab. So that'll do it. Let's just find it. There we go. Bada bing. We now have enough. To be frank, I would still like to... Scared of getting jumped right now without anything to throw. Good. I'd still like to go and get the secret room. But I don't know where the hell the button is. Is it here in the lobby? I mean, after seeing that other one, I would not honestly be too surprised to see it there. I could look a little more carefully in this big room. Maybe in the stairwell. I mean, this has got to be one of the furthest away from the actual room that exists, bro. Damn, hardest secret room to open in the game? What do we think? I just don't know where the thing is. It's possible I missed it somewhere Obvious. Okay. I mean, I've thoroughly examined this entire area multiple times, I feel like. I don't know. I legitimately don't even know. Maybe if... Like, imagine it was up here. I can't imagine where it is that I haven't already checked, unless it's, like, outside, literally, like, in the... like, in this area. Which doesn't seem to be. Oh, fuck! Holy. I was not expecting her to be right there. I mean, literally, where could it be? Am I crazy? I even pressed the one button because I've had, like, on the fun park, like, once or twice ever, like, a secret room that opened with only one button as it was, like, bugged. But that does not seem to be the case here. Yeah, I'm at a loss, guys. I mean, this is like my last check before I'm just gonna give up and go to the finale. But I mean, over here? No, could have been right there. I feel like surely not in the stairwell deeply somehow. I don't know. There it is, you son of a bitch. Okay, this one is crazy far away. This one is more reasonable, but still pretty far from the secret room, like compared to other maps. It was just on that one I didn't find for so long because it was on the kind of the back side of the wall there that I wasn't. Oh, I mean, I guess it wouldn't matter if we took those, but we don't need to. You can grab a rig recharger, and I think I'm good to go. Start the finale. We're not getting too many burning barrels this time, but that's okay. We'll get more in like the upcoming ones. I haven't seen a ton of them like easily accessible. Anyways, there's a flamethrower over here, so we can get rid of that. And it's time for the finale. Wait, what? Did I use stun and destroy this somehow? So of course the pitcher has to come out immediately as we start proceedings here, and is annoying, but we can just ignore him and go into the crank hunt portion. Now the cranks do actually spawn in the same places every time, which I was kind of surprised to find. I mean, I've known this for a while now, but I was kind of surprised that that was the case. Thankful, but surprised. Although I do have a pretty solid understanding of the layout of the basement now, if I'm being honest with you. So I wouldn't struggle too much to find them, even if they were random. But yeah, basically, my approach to this ending has started to become basically highly focused on seeing Lilia go into hiding, basically. So she is likely after us now. There she is. And she might not even find us if we hide properly here. And then you follow her. You follow along behind her until you see her assimilate. There she goes. So I know she's over there. I know that's where she'll come from. And she will be sitting there for a while. Like, she might not even come out until we're done with this crank. And that has been by far the most successful approach I've found Obviously, you can sort of brute force this with blind and getting a lot of rig rechargers, which is like kind of how I used to approach the Pleasure the Prosecutor ending, was just like load up on rig rechargers and use that. But I like to find ways of doing these rather consistently without the use of, you know, your rig or anything like that, sort of focusing on just being able to manipulate the enemy behavior or know their pathing well enough so that they, you know, when they go a certain place, you can know that it's safe. So we stop cranking immediately when we get heard, either with the red indicator or with the little gong noise. And we just rinse and repeat this. And it's not necessarily the fastest approach. Obviously, you'll be much better off doing blind in terms of speed, but it's kind of cool to learn a bit better how Lilia works. And yeah, it makes you feel like you're taking good advantage of how, you know, her behavior, as opposed to just, you know, brute forcing it with a rig. So, yeah, seems pretty effective for me. I can certainly recommend it. You got to be careful when you're coming up from down here with a crank, because a lot of the times, even if you see Lilia down here, because she will come down here while you're crank hunting, she will very often, when you go upstairs, like, she will not follow you up the stairs, like, you know, in the auction room. She will, like, take an EIG to the room where you start the auction, the one where you drop off the jewels. She loves taking an EIG to that room, and that will really throw you off if you're trying to watch for her coming up the stairs. See, like, she just took an EIG just to come out. She came out right there. So I know that, but, like, basically whenever you are in a different section, Lilia will a lot of the time leave and come back out through an EIG, so you gotta be careful of that. Alright, crank is attached. We get heard, so we crank for a sec and then stop. And we go hide right here. And wait for dear old Lily to show up. Might have been the pitcher that hurt us, actually. But we don't want to get spotted by the pitcher and Molotov'd either, so hiding from that is not necessarily a negative. And the pitcher is... there's the pitcher right there. Hopefully it doesn't come back. I guess we can pull this out. Okay, the pitcher is leaving. I think he should be out of range of hearing this by now. And sometimes Lily will already be in hiding and you can just crank this the entire way. That happens a decent amount of the time too. So either having your sound indicator on so you can see it, or the listening for the little, you know, the bong noise that sounds off whenever you get heard is very helpful for this. Is she gonna go back to that same spot again? She seems to like that spot. I find her often go to the owl room as well and get into a locker there. Like there's one of those wicker cabinets or whatever you call them. You know, the ones that are like brown and made of sticks. She loves going inside of those. But yeah, it's just this easy, really. Sam, that voice acting, I don't think I'll ever be quite comfortable with that whole section. And I do really prefer for these two cranks that are deeper into the area, like this one. As long as I have Smash. If I don't have Smash, I'll bring this one back through the stairs. But this one especially, that's like way over here. I almost always bring this one up through the bear key area just to avoid potential conflicts along the way with Lilia, among other things. Although, of course, she could run afoul of the Night Hunter going this way, but he's usually hiding somewhere randomly and won't bother you. But yeah, let me just quickly show. I find she often likes to go into here in the fine arts auction and hide in there. That's one spot she likes. I guess if you have an open spot by the stairs, she seems to enjoy that particularly highly. But we just have one more limb to go here. So crank it briefly, and then we'll go hide over here this time. Oh shit! Wait, how did she sneak up on me like that? Well, this is a good thing to show now, is if you do get spotted by Lilia and are chased, she is a bit slow right now. I usually will go up here into the owl door, because there's 2 doors you can go through here, and then depending on what she does, you can go in there as well into that window and hide. Where is she? Okay, there she is. She just went into an EIG, which likely means she's coming out up near the owl room somewhere. Boy, she must have come up this way and like just totally snuck up on me. I don't know how. I really don't. I do think we're pretty okay right here. She's acting strangely right now. I'm not sure if it was she who even heard me in that instance. But I mean, of course we can just stun her at this point if we want to. But I mean, I think I've at least demonstrated the effectiveness of this strategy. It does seem to work for the most part, as long as you're careful. I mean, if I had been more observant or moved to a better hiding spot, I wouldn't have gotten jumped by her anyway. But there we have it. Sorry, that's her right there. We know that because that's where she's been hiding a bunch of times. So we can just very easily run past her. Now, we do got to be aware that if you don't have an adrenaline boost or any warmth at all, you can't actually make it to the area that is safe from the cold without taking cold damage. So you gotta be careful. And you do need to crank that generator if you don't. Yo, that's such an evil flamethrower spot. I mean, I knew that was there from the beginning of the trial, but still, that is evil. Well, that is very unfortunate for that to be our only source of damage right at the end. But still, yeah, I'm much happier with my approach to this finale now. The only trial I really don't think I have a great finale strategy at this point is Shopping Mall. So I need to work on that a little bit. But for this trial, I think that works very well. Just attracting Lilia to the spot or finding her elsewhere, and then waiting for her to go away and following her until she assimilates. A plus 42 minutes 11 seconds to spoil the auction deeper in psychosurgery here. Still always going to be a long trial. I mean, it just is the nature of it. I certainly am not the best at finding where the batteries are at this, just yet. Especially the outside bear batteries. But also, I mean, not bringing backpack was a dubious decision, and yeah, just don't quite have the speed running mentality down with this one yet, but still, I'll take the A+, and I was taking it a bit slower than usual, even especially at the ending, to demonstrate the little approach I have. But anyways, that's enough of the yapping about Despoil. Really love that trial, so good, and can't wait for the for MK's on Resort or Lilia's next map or whatever. But next up, we are going to be heading to Pervert the Futterman, so I'll see you guys there. All right, we're heading in now to Pervert the Futterman, which should be Well, I can see the flamethrowers being kind of annoying on this trial, I'm not gonna lie. I can see them being placed in some sneaky locations that I won't be expecting, sort of, you know, in and around the toy factory main floor. But let's get through the basement section here first, if we can. There's a pouncer right there. Do we get heard? Yes, so I think what you do to avoid having to wait is just do that. And then he goes to grab and you... Yeah, just like that. Anyway, we're on Pervert the Futterman now, so we're going to do this, see how it goes. Battery booster, of course. And yeah, I mean, what the heck, bro? Like, why was he standing there for so long before doing the animation of the pull? That's all I want to know. Did he know my strat? He was waiting for me? That's crazy. Yeah, I don't know. That, I think, is supposed to be a decent idea. I'll try it again here. You wait for them to actually do the animation, and then you go. So that is what I was trying to demonstrate last time. But yeah, it at least saves you from having to wait 1,000 years for them to walk away far enough to not hear you opening the garage in solo. We unfortunately have both boxes of junk in this room, which always sucks. I don't know why he came through that door. Makes no logical sense whatsoever. We'll get rid of this. It's a pretty annoying hazard vent, honestly. Picture's going that. Who are you? Wait, what? Yo, the fire that is like outside the room was lighting me up. Oh my god, dude. Okay, we love it. We love it! Okay, if we could try this time for real, please. I would really appreciate that. We got 3 battery boosters in a row, bro. Come on now. What are we doing? But yeah, that's one somewhat understated threat of Deep Burn that I kind of forgot about myself and subsequently forgot to even mention. But I think I got Stamina Bug as well. Basically... Of course, he always hears it. Basically, if you are used to an area being completely dark and safe, and you know there's fire in it, that will light it up, of course. And that does count as you being in the light for the purposes of enemies seeing you. So, yeah, it's it can be easy to forget. I mean, in that case, I forgive myself for forgetting it. Let's just say. Because it was coming through this wall, essentially, and showing me, you know, revealing my location. So that's also just a bit unlucky. But still. Definitely something that is, you know, that you have to be aware of. If we could find this junk, it would be nice. There we go. Of course, Screamer in this area is always incredibly annoying. He's just goes off, ruins your vision for 20 minutes, and then immediately runs like 2 feet away, basically, and will go off again and again. Potentially one of the most triggered Screamers in the game. For sure. Nice picture. Jesus. Okay, I mean, we should be safe from the one grunt, usually, but the pitcher could come in here. No secret room is visible. There, you could see the secret room there. Don't trust the pitcher. Sorry, guy in the crusher. It is what it is, you know? Don't come in here. I thought he was gonna walk in right when I turned because I had to grab the things. That would have pissed me off. This is a real pickle, he said. It's about to be a real pickle. There you go. It's just the loudest sound of all time, so, you know, generally like to temper that a little bit with the pause screen. Grab my key and be on my merry way. In just a moment here. Careful for a pitcher still out and about. Alright. That should have us safely out. And not having to worry anymore about that. Incredibly annoying couple of fails. I mean, we could have... Well, the one where I died... Or where I got seen in the light, allegedly the light, I actually died because the guy like instantly hit me a second time, so could not have continued that A+ run, but I could have continued after getting grabbed into the garage doors. Just seems more prudent to just restart and try again when we're so barely briefly even started the trial. Plenty of dangerous flamethrower spots to be neutralizing here. But plenty of bricks with which to do it. That is for sure. Oh my god, there's another one. Let's grab the key. Hopefully the goose goes somewhere reasonable. I mean, that's manageable, I suppose. Get downstairs and put this thing in. It'll never not be annoying to me that you can't see the box number before putting the key in. Imagine that's how it worked for the other ones as well. You had to get both keys until you could see the box number. It would be so annoying. A27. Of course, we can just ignore the goose who is showing up downstairs. Hopefully get the box on before she comes back up. Man, this stamina is tough. There's A27. We should be able to get the secret room. I guess, I mean, I didn't pay a ton of attention. Where's... that's not ideal. I will stun for this if I have to, but I don't think I do actually. Okay, yeah, we're not messing with that. No, sir. Honestly, I'm going upstairs. I don't actually trust that to last long enough. Because this shit takes a long time on occasion to be passable, whatever. Keys and showers. That's like 823 or 923 on C. We're kind of doing it in the reverse of the way I usually like to do it. Showers and infirmary. Obstruction on the production. Showers and infirmary, I mean, we'll just loop back the normal way. Secret room in here, maybe? Yep. Would love to have this for the stamina booster. If we can find the other button. There's this thing. Get rid of that. And there's a water there as well. We haven't been paying too close attention. And we get, of course, a free rig recharger. Booster ourselves to infinity. And we're in good shape here. Let me get rid of this thing. That one could easily catch me out later on when we're heading out. Oh, you know, this is kind of a... Wow. Plenty of flamethrowers to destroy here. This is kind of annoying because we can't bring the boxes. It's C823 and 324. 324, 823. You can't bring the water through because of the box gates in the way. Kind of a pain in the ass. Alright, that is for B. Guess we can lock this, why not? Swinging is crazy, pal. And there's our C box. We can lure him over here. Just give us enough time to load up onto the conveyor. Now you can, as far as I know, I mean, at least you can do it on Crush the Toys, so I don't see why you wouldn't be able to do it on here. You can actually put the waters on the conveyors if you want. I hope that doesn't end up being necessary. There we go, we've disabled 20 flamethrowers for that task. Still got plenty of waters to go. And then using my rig, I guess, will be the other one we want to do. This is really annoying. Yeah. Oh, it doesn't even go through that. I mean, I felt like I had to do that again to get my box in time. Now we know showers and infirmary are where our two keys are located. But I'm gonna go actually grab the master key really quick. Might as well be prepared, because I mainly only did this because I did see this locked thing right here when I was destroying the flamethrower here earlier. So I knew I would immediately be able to actually get a rig recharger. And there was another one over there, so we can come back for that later if desired. Well, let's go look for some keys first. Infirmary showers, that's where we need to go. Infirmaries are right here. Usually not too hard. And neither is showers. Showers is pretty... You know, the rooms that are up front here are the better ones to get, you could say. Although showers does have like 4 different rooms in it, doesn't it? Yeah, we're gonna go around to the other set of 2. Surely we can find a water upstairs somewhere to fill that, or not fill, extinguish that fire barrel. Final spot, basically, we get the B key. Ow. So there's heavy gates. No, the heavy object gates are on the... Oh no, there is one here. Fuck, man. Yeah, I would expect to be able to find a water in these rooms. But this is just kind of annoying. This also is a factor on trials when you get the evidence boxes. Secondary. That can be annoying when you have to deal with these gates. We can't even find a water anywhere. So this kind of blows. Who are you? I guess the guy who came out of the reinforcements? I mean, there's not that many other rooms to check. Of course, the picture's here as well. I don't see a water over there. Still need to bring the C box to the conveyor. Of course, there's another... There's 2 waters in C section here, this area. So we have that one we just saw, and then this one, and there's not a single fire barrel. But I mean, we can bring it through the garage door here, and I think there's one right on the other side. So that'll be good enough, I guess. For one, don't see myself really getting that many out of the way for 25 on this trial, definitely, with this annoying limitation. Okay, big fire patch, careful there. Let's get the C-box onto its conveyor. We can always look for a water, you know, and do a fire barrel in the ending area, maybe. This trial also one I often bring blind to. If in all truth, I was simply too lazy to go out of the evaluation corridor to go upgrade my blind. I just sat there while the countdown played to send me into this trial. We got sleight of hand badge again. That is actually the rarest achievement in the game, is sleight of hand. Interestingly. I mean, 100 is a lot. I'm not sure if it actually counts if you use Lockbreaker. I'd be kind of curious to know that. I wish I kept the master key, I guess. I didn't expect to find another one. But now we must wait. Now we must wait for the conveyor. Get this C-box. W. And we just need to do the garage thing once again with it. Oh, chunk. Pretty annoying. Maybe we can lure her far enough away and then lose her. I feel like she'll chase me too. Oh my god, what? I'm about to just stun this. I don't feel like waiting around. For her to be gone. And this is why it's a big shame that C-Box Skip got patched, because it's pretty annoying just even being able to end up lifting the garage on solo. But we're done with the main segment here. Just gotta wait for the deviant to arrive and then crank, and we'll be on to the ending. But yeah, a little bit of a pain. And now this is where I'm gonna be potentially regretting not taking blind, but we'll see. It kind of depends if the giant even decides to spawn in time to be any use to the defense. Why is Gooseberry here? Gooseberry, you're supposed to leave at the cranking section. I mean, I guess it's not technically the cranking section yet, because the deviant still has to move. Oh god. And at least the picture should hopefully be gone by the time it's cranking time. Gooseberry should have left by now too. Hello. Hello. I don't know where the picture is, but I'm not totally confident that it'll be gone. Yes, he is. Oh god. I'm not gonna be able to finish it. God, bro. Doctor? A lot of the time you really can finish that before spotted. Okay, well, let's be real. That was a barely any time remaining on the crank. Still need to find one more, or extinguish one more barrel. So need to be on the lookout for water. Okay, we got herd there. So, I mean, that does work. It's just a little bit annoying if you don't... You have to wait a sufficient amount of time to avoid, you know... getting grabbed. Sorry, I don't know what... I'm getting some brain lag today, I guess. Yeah, I would expect this area to be a pain in the ass with the flamethrowers. I mean, come on, give me one barrel, dude. Haven't even looked for the crank or whatever, the valve. There's a barrel. Okay. Get rid of all these flamethrowers. I'm sick of looking at them. Alright, let's go put this out. Completing the secondary, and that is all we will be doing for that on this trial, because of the annoying limitation of those heavy object gates. Alright. Do we know where the valve is? I have not seen indication of it, though I haven't necessarily been keeping a sharp eye out. I certainly wouldn't say that. This is annoying. I mean, you're just gonna get bricked. That's all there is to it, really. Sweet, she said. Sweet! Thanks for hitting me with a brick, that's sweet. Where? I guess it's in one of the middle rooms, which is like really, really annoying. Yes, it is. I can do 3 turns. Okay, I mean, I'll do 4 turns. I'll do 5 turns. I mean, if it's gonna be free like that. And then we just go out this way, and hopefully the goose is not loose. I think that's her coming out right there, actually. We can probably finish it with the cancel tech. Yes, sir. The cancel tech. That's all it takes. Ooh, that would have been really annoying if that had gone off in my face. But we do have an adrenaline here for the ending as well, if needed, although Mama is far away. They're usually like here searching lockers, being really annoying, but... Oh, she like basically didn't even see me. So, yeah, I'm certainly not concerned at this point. Take the brick! Oh, you know, I keep forgetting I need to bully the pitcher for one of these secondaries as well. Yeah, I don't know. This is going to be a tough one to get all these done. These tasks are pretty long, but of course I do have the posters already. A plus 21 minutes, 50 seconds, Pervert the Futterman, deeper in psychosurgery here. Did take technically 3 attempts with my griefing at the beginning. I don't think I got any demerits, although they might have been cut off here if they did exist. But we'll certainly take that. Pledge of the Prosecutor's up next. So some pretty long trials here for the first 3. I definitely prefer when they do like the diagonal of the main trials, like one's in the top left, one is in the center, and one's in the bottom right, because then you have main trial, 3 MKs, main trial, 3 MKs, main trial. I highly prefer that pattern. And I mean, I guess I could enforce that pattern myself by doing the trials in the order I want, but I like doing them in the order given. Whatever. We'll be back for Pleasure the Prosecutor. Okay, we're here on Downtown Pleasure the Prosecutor, Deep Burn. I could also see flamethrowers being pretty annoying on this map. For me, most of the time, and we did get a standard this, which is nice, most of the time flamethrowers tend to be more annoying than cameras, because cameras are usually quite a bit harder to miss, and even if you get spotted by a camera, you can usually duck out of the way before you take the damage, which is the worst part about it. But flamethrowers, you could just go around a corner or open a door and get blasted by fire, and, you know, as has almost just occurred right there. And I'm honestly going to get rid of that for the end of the trial, potentially. This one, too. So it's a lot easier to just get caught out and damaged immediately, you know, if you're not being very careful. So, you know, I see with the number of throwables at my disposal, the majority of flamethrowers can and should be destroyed. Let's get started with our first capture point, and there is no limited hide spots on this either, so we can probably pretty easily complete these capture points. And of course they go up pretty quickly because we're in solo. We're gonna, as usual, have super duper amounts of fun with the witnesses, I'm sure. Although again, we should be able to get a decent amount of bricks with the no limited items to be able to get, you know, 1 cycles on them and all that. I may throw this pitchers out as well. Oh, he instantly gives up on that bottle that I just threw. I love how these enemies just ignore sounds mechanics that they're meant to respect. Is he gonna do it again? Yup, he does. Wow, that's fun. That's enjoyable. I mean, is it because I'm throwing it too high up? Oh, he's giving up again. This guy he's just a quitter at heart. That just seems to be in his nature. Like, is it because I'm throwing it up too high above his head? I have no idea. Hello, Mr. Scientist. Crazy how they have these observation windows built into these places. Yeah, of course he is instantly attracted to and then will camp the ticket, which is one of the most annoying things in this trial when you have like no items. Is that specifically in this, you know, first section with the tickets, the enemy in those areas will just camp the ticket when it's spit out. They pretty much will never go away unless they see you or hear something and go over there. We have a water, and there is a fire barrel out front here, so yeah, he did see me, so I'm just gonna go and then we'll come back for that. Because I don't want to get a flamethrower to my face. Smash like. And this flamethrower is, of course, here to annoy us. We have nothing to throw except my stun, but I'm not going to use that here. Hi, Franco. Hi. What you gonna do? He's looking pretty satisfied to me. They gotta work on that aim. Wait, that's the first time I've heard him actually say that. It's been a meme for ages on the Twitch. He's gonna blow my asshole out my guts. I'm scared. So that's where he says it. Makes no fucking sense at all. Anyway, get our mannequins into the bin, and we can get started on our first witness execution. We do have a water here. Some annoyingly placed fire, of course, as usual. Those hazard vents tend to be a pain in the ass. I'll just place this here for now and we'll come back and do it just like the one out front, because shortly after doing this execution you will have Franco spawn in. So you want to get to the inside of this building ASAP. Wait. I mean... Oh, that's awesome! Love that! Unavoidable damage. We're having a grand old time here on Pleasure the Prosecutor. That is so fucking stupid. The same thing happened on the original run of Deep Burn with Poison the Medicine. There was fires that spawned on the track where you have to push the cart. Which is probably more egregious than that situation, but I mean, still ridiculous. Yeah, obviously shouldn't be possible. But yeah, we're starting off this one with a disadvantage, I guess. I mean, I'm not gonna restart the entire intro that we've already completed just for that, but that is really stupid and really annoying. The hazard vents is, or you know, are whatever you want to call it. Hazard vents is easily one of the most annoying variators ever added. Especially when you get it without fire, like with with psychosis gas, because it's ridiculous. You can't even jump over a hazard vent with psychosis gas, or you will lose sanity. Usually with a fire, they're not as bad, but in this case, it was in the way of my objective, and I had to burn myself to hit that lever. What a treat. What are you doing, guy? Okay. He, of course, can just walk straight through the fire, no worries. I do see that laser, which is pretty annoyingly placed. But yeah, we'll hopefully be able to keep this together. Sorry for that hissing noise. I just... Oh wow, Franco is in the... What? Since when does he ever do that? Usually I go out that way, but I will go backwards this time because I don't want to get shot. And we can quickly do this to progress our task and our secondary and all that lovely stuff. Guess I can still go out this way. Of course, this fire vent is incredibly annoyingly placed. Is he inside or outside? Franco's outside. You're just a scared little boy, are you? Well, kindly take your... I mean, he really has nowhere he can go. Yeah, except for through here. So, well, that was weirdly laggy looking. I'm gonna just go pour this. Witness is nearby somewhere, but we can get this done first. Okay, there's more in this direction. Right here? Where exactly? He's not on the other side of the fence. Right around the corner of this? Yeah, okay. You know what would have been a cool thing to try is going inside the building and hitting him through the window. And then using that, his pathing to get the second hit off, but I mean, I knew I had the brick and that way is just free essentially, so I did that instead. I did hear Franco again, but there are nice... I know there's a couple bricks over here that I was going to go grab one of to get our next witness. One One is up above. That's probably just the one in the dark area. I mean, we can head there now. Why not? There's a fire there if we find a water. Oh, damn it. I meant to use my bottle on that. I thought I swapped the brick for the bottle for some reason. I'm just a moron. Oh well. Is he in the bank? Or... no, don't think so. In the diner? No. Oh, he's just in here. What? Oh, what? I don't know if I've ever seen a witness in there before. So hopefully he'll come through the window. Oh no, he's just gonna leave. Okay. Maybe these witnesses aren't as easily lured about as the ones on, like, Escape Courthouse. Do not. Please do not. Thank you. There's a nice water. Oh. What? Is he in the next room? Well, I'm confused. Oh, he's on the stairs. Is this the guy? Yeah, he's got one pulled. Where are you going, pal? You're dead. Damn, he got a pretty decent distance, more than these ones usually do. Okay, and the other one's nearby, maybe in laundry or something. But I'm gonna go back here with this, because I know there was at least one barrel back here. But surely there's even another one close by. Always easier to find them when you turn off your night vision. Look for the light. So we're about halfway on the barrels. Damn, this is a pretty long task. Let's go look for this guy. He could be in the laundry, or maybe, I don't know, definitely nearby. Yeah, he's over here somewhere. Not in the laundry, maybe the snack bar downstairs? I guess he could be on the other side of the garage door, maybe? Is that a thing that would be shown to me like this? Sadly, we do have pubs, so. Of course, the pitcher somehow sees me. Don't blast me with fire, please. Okay. A bit risky, and I guess. I mean, I was hoping I was going to be able to hit them both with the stun, but the pitcher did not get close enough, quickly enough for that to be possible. Looks like we have motel, pub, and garage, so nothing in the dark area. Of course, I mean, we didn't have a witness back there, so makes sense. We'll start off with motel here. And we do have the handy-dandy hiding spot right there, which is always useful. We can open this. And we should be good. I mean, the pitcher at least shouldn't hopefully interrupt us during this in particular. Looks like we got one of the levers in the far side area, which is not ideal. But that is part of the good of opening this door, is then using it to sneak behind the giant when needed. Pretty annoying big batch of flame there. Open this. And straight back into our little cubby hole. Usually much safer than it currently is because there's not as often an this abundance of traps, specifically the hazard vent in the way, but also you can, you know, occasionally get luckier than me and get one of these two levers that makes it a lot easier. But we make do with what we got, and that bottle secures us the safe 100%. We just need to extract the girl after we reach that figure. Haven't explicitly stumbled across the secret room. I mean, I'm not entirely super concerned about finding it. It would be nice to get the rig recharger, maybe the master key, but we have the stamina booster already, which is the main thing. Pitcher is out, of course, so we need to be careful. The giant has taken the outside route, which is interesting that they can even do that. If you open up the shortcut door on some of these... Shit. Okay, missed. We should be able to get to the snack bar with that. If you open up the shortcut door on some of these capture point locations, the enemies will take advantage, which is kind of interesting. Surely the pitcher's not still chasing me, right? Let's not be ridiculous now. Why is he just turning around, bro? Oh my god, dude, this pitcher. Would you please? A deep burn with Franco is always going to be annoying, of course, with the double range. But we can at least try and just continue moving this mannequin back to the theater and go through. Oh wow, that's an awfully lame flamethrower blocking off of the lever, but we came prepared to deal with that. Can you be quiet, mannequin girl? I'm sick of you yapping. Again, I'm hearing Franco breathing. He's being annoyingly present so far, but I think he was behind us there. And we've got ourselves one of three. Gonna head to the Irish pub now, ideally. Get the hell out of here. Screamer, thank you. And let's open this up. Okay, we'll start it. And open up as many of these as we feasibly can. Looks like we can just open them all to give us the most possible options. Of course, she is coming over here. This is a safe drop. I didn't see a mine in this spot, although the game does love putting one there. I'm just gonna leave at the checkpoint there because pitcher was also coming out and I don't want to deal with that. So I'm just gonna go grab our third key that we previously left behind, and maybe we can quickly work on our task as well by pouring another water. Very nice. Still need 12 more of those. But we can do the garage as well. Similar protocol applies as to the Irish pub, as there are 3 of these barred doors. Get those all opened up. Nice and clean. Get rid of this too, might as well. This X-Pop in this area is notorious for being a massive cheater, so do need to be aware of that. Another water, huh? Not sure if I recall seeing many more fire barrels. There was one like maybe upstairs in the dark area, but I'm not necessarily trying to lug the water all the way back there. That's our final lever, and we need only wait for our girl to be ready. So far, so good. I mean, we obviously got bullshitted at the start of the trial by fire blocking the lever, requiring damage to proceed. But we haven't had issue since then with anything. Okay, should be good to grab and run here. He will not react quite quickly enough. Of course, these mannequins just love to yap. Just gonna go ahead and bring this one all the way. And then it's just a quick U-turn back to the Irish pub, and we will be able to finish it off. Ooh, a little bit tough out here in the smoke, you know, and all that. I guess it's upstairs, right? Nice, I got snagged on air. And of course, the lever is in the worst spot possible.
Shit, careful.
Maybe she'll go downstairs. I don't know. The giant does seem to not be downstairs as much as upstairs. Okay, this is cringe, but whatever.
Watch your ass.
Cut it a little close there with the pitcher basically screaming directly into my ear as I flipped that lever, but he has... Oh, we lost our ping, so I don't know where he's gone specifically, but of course now we need to go downstairs, I think. Hopefully we don't land on the pitcher's head. Okay, good. Ah, shit. I want this battery. Honestly, we can just run upstairs here. Have that be fairly safe of an exit strategy, potentially. And we can just go, honestly, this way through the snack bar into that lever gate that we used for the motel mannequin. So we should be in pretty good shape here to start the finale. Simon Says time. Everyone's favorite time. And as I mentioned earlier on Despoil, this is a trial I used to really just stock up on rig rechargers and use one stun or blind rig for each sequence of lights, but I've since learned and developed the strategy that Franco will go out that door, and when he goes out that door, he's going far away for the most part. So you usually have enough time to do a sequence. And of course, this is the grand old spot to hide while you wait for him to do so. Yellow, green, red is the combination. Usually, I mean, this obviously doesn't necessarily give you the quickest completion times, but it is usually pretty safe. A little green red, YGR. Of course, with the pitcher being the asshole who's coming out here, it's a bit less safe. Of course, if you do sit in that corner, the pitcher will see you. So you gotta move if it's him. Alright, we got our YGR done. Pitcher's probably gonna come back, which will be bad. BRYG. I guess he didn't hear it, it was just Franco. Oh no, he threw a Molotov. That's why there was fire there. But I guess he didn't feel like he cared enough to come into the room with it. Franco's searching hard, but he'll give up soon. BRYG, he says fuck this. Of course, when he's in the back of the stage, that's not really a safe time, so he doesn't go far. I don't really know where he's going right now. Okay, he'll come back. Sadly, we could have hit one button there, but the cycle reset. Okay, he went across actually, so we can do BR here. And he came back pretty quick, so we just have YG. The benefit of doing that, of course, is that the cycle will no longer reset, so we don't need to worry about timing anymore. And he is going to immediately leave, so we can certainly finish this off with YG. There we go. And just the final sequence is all that remains for us here. And that's going to be YYGRB, the classic. Okay, we will only have blue left to hit. Since Franco didn't hear me pushing the buttons of the other sequence, I knew I could at least press the Y, the yellow, to stop the recycle, but he didn't hear anything until I hit the green or something. So now we can also make our life a little easier by stunning and hitting blue. Meaning Franco will now be a lot slower arriving here for the finale. And we should just be in the clear. So yeah. That's one of the beautiful things about Outlast Trials is what will at first seem impossible, chaotic, unlearnable, eventually becomes just a routine completion that you can do over and over. And I believe that was flawless, aside from the forced damage. A plus 28 minutes, 32 seconds. Pleasure the Prosecutor, deep burn psycho surgery. Yeah, received damage one time from the fire that was unavoidable. So, solid. Hopefully they can fix any lingering issues of that being the case elsewhere as well, because that is pretty annoying. But that's all the main trials done. We're moving on to MKs now. So I'll see you guys when we arrive at the first one of those. All right, the first trial we have here is first MK is Fabricate the Scandal, and I was looking at the MK list, and boy, a lot of these MKs rely pretty heavily on stamina, so pretty brutal that they loaded up deep burn with these, but hopefully we can get some stamina boosters from our boosted, and that'll help us out. Yeah, we're still pretty far off of these. I guess I can try spamming my rig a bit, maybe. Yeah, why not? Let's go ahead and switch over to Lockbreaker to try and get more rig rechargers and work on those tasks. Let's jump in and see what we can do. We also have Beguile the Children later, so we're going to see the duality of these two trials, where this trial, I mean, they have a very similar objective at the end of the day, and I think this trial does it a bit better because we get to go check where we need to bring each of the mannequins before we actually need to carry them there, which will be especially relevant here where we have the stamina regen issues. So we have upstairs and downstairs Spatlin as well as pizzeria. That's lovely. Bricks would be nice if we could find any blue things to open with them. Oh my goodness, we actually have the gates open here on unreliable doors. It's a miracle, a Christmas miracle, you could say. So I am gonna semi-commit this in this direction because it is more likely that it needs to go over here since there's two in Spatlin. Hopefully we can do this. Boy, this pouring takes a while, but we did get it done. And let's go check our objectives here. Where's the downstairs Spatlin one even at? I'm not sure I totally know. We did have both up and down Spatlin, right? Did I walk right past it? I did. Lovely. Okay, that is the blue one, so the one that we brought halfway here does need to go here, so that's good. Brick. These are all bottles. A little spicy. I don't even know why I destroyed that, to be honest, just for the fun of it, in all truth. And this one is the green one. So the red one is going to pizzeria, fittingly. Pizza sauce, cheese pizza, and so on. Let's jump over and we can go grab the blue one that we left out here. Still need to find at least one more water, although again we need to be looking out for more if possible for our task. Getting rid of these flamethrowers as needed. The shopping mall usually has a pretty, I mean, I guess you would call it healthy or brutal population of flamethrowers. From my experience, I know COTS has a pretty challenging custom trial on Investigate the Minotaur, which I believe was featuring Deep Burn as one of the variators. We are here. We can drop off and pose for the picture. We got plenty of bricks now to open up any locks that we find, but the challenge will be finding those locks. I mean, there can generally be a decent amount of things hanging on the walls in the back here, but I guess maybe not this time. At least we have smashed open up this co-op door, which I guess would have mitigated the issue of the gates being closed off. Pitcher was breaking down a door there. Hey, lockbreaker coming in handy for a door as well. Oh. Well, that would have really annoyed me, but he thankfully didn't spot me and hit me with anything on his way out. I've seen quite a few fire barrels, but not so much in the way of waters. So that is what we're looking for to progress our task. Now green was Spatlin upstairs, so we can grab this one and head there. And then we'll end off with pizzeria. Of course, we did not get lucky with the stamina booster, so we are on the struggle bus stamina-wise, it seems. As will be the case again for, I think, 5 of the 6 MKs are heavy object related, so yeah, that is quite the percentage. The only one that isn't will be Stash the Contraband.
Beautiful in the shadows.
Okay, I don't really... Oh, I could have used that antidote if I was a little quicker. I don't really know how they saw me there. I was not in the light and there was no fire nearby. I think. So that is kind of annoying. Rip the flawless, and so on and so forth. That is blocked up there, so we have to stay on the ground and go up the escalator in here. That would have been an interesting experiment for me, to be honest, if I had gotten to that antidote, because... And I mean, if you know, you can let me know in the comments, but I'm not actually sure if you get hit by an Aurora bottle and then use an antidote to prevent the vomit, if that counts as a demerit or not. I'd definitely be curious to learn that, if anybody knows. Could have tested it myself right there, but sadly no. Guess I could still test it if I want to have an antidote now. Maybe it'll come up later. But this is 2 out of the 3 additional photos. Oh. This is pretty annoying with our stamina situation. I think as long as we can get onto the escalator, we'll be okay. I always almost say elevator, and it is just simply not an elevator. Hopefully we can find some water on the pizzeria side we're headed to, since we still need one more. So far the getting 25 burning barrels done is proving difficult, as I would expect, to be honest. And finally we can actually grab a rig recharger here with our lock breaker. And, you know, I'll just use this. I guess there's no reason not to. I haven't actually checked if this... or I didn't register if this side was open. It is. This side is also open. There's a water. Honestly... we'll just leave that there and do it later. What the hell happened there? Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Hopefully they go around to that other escalator that I made noise at, and we can go down this one again. Where our lovely Aurora is located.
Works like magic.
Okay. Night Hunter having a hard time of it, it would appear. We can head over now to the pizzeria. Another fire barrel. Tons of fire barrels. Someone actually asked in my stream the other day if there's always like a 1-to-1 ratio of fire barrels to water on the map. Like, is there a water for every fire barrel? I honestly don't know. I know there's certainly enough to complete your secondary, but can you 100% put out every fire barrel on the map? I wouldn't know. I guess, I mean, there's 2 waters in the pizzeria here. People are getting hydrated. But I probably won't come back for an additional one, since we have this one plus the one by the escalators that we can do. And I don't see a super blatant additional fire barrel. Well, yeah, I kind of do. I guess I'll do that. Gotta work on these tasks a little bit. It'd be way nicer if the pizzeria door was open, or whatever, you know, the front. But it sadly isn't, and of course we are punished for no noise reduction, as the guy heard me opening that door. But not the end of the world. Don't jump the table, at least. Okay, sadly there's no door here, but there is one here, so that should be good enough for our purposes. As we sprint all the way into the back here. So we'll get up to 17 at least. Maybe we'll find another water in easy striking distance, but I'm not going to look too carefully for it. Is there a co-op door here as well? Oh no, it's just open. Okay. Even better. You can just go straight through, and hopefully the Night Hunter isn't annoying. Oh, actually there's another water right here for this barrel. So, quite a solid contribution to our task this time around. Hopefully we can have the part 2 task unlocked by the time we get the complete 6 trials objective done on part 1, which will be, of course, after the 3rd MK, so we've got a decent amount of time to do it.
Go ahead and run, honey.
This guy, of course, being annoying. He actually can't see you when you're near the barrels, so that's kind of a nerf to the Night Hunter on Deep Burn, which I forgot to mention earlier. He won't be able to see you if you're in the light, or at least, you know, not as easily unless he's very nearby. I'm just gonna stun this.
We take terribly, and this is a thanks.
We should be okay after that. Actually, even better.
Dare you touch us?
Of course, mainly did that because we were working on the task, which I keep talking about. But hey, it's a cool thing to have a secondary focus while you're getting these trials done. But that is it. A+ in 11 minutes 22 seconds. Fabricate the Scandal, Deeper and Psychosurgery here. Stamina going to be a big drain again on these. Damaged by poison traps, it says. Interesting. And it only has the 1x. There's no like other thing. So I kind of assume if you use an antidote, you shouldn't get a demerit. So that's pretty strong for A+ considerations. It might be worth taking an antidote just with you at all times in an Auto and Aurora trial potentially. But either way, I'll see you guys at the next MK. Alright, we are headed in now to Beguile the Children, so it's actually back-to-back with Fabricate. These 2 trials, again, have a very similar structure of bringing the right thing to the right place, and coming back with, well, in the case of the one we just did, it was an actual item, but in this one it is just the information you get from dropping off the film reel. But again, as I mentioned already, I highly prefer Fabricate out of the 2. I'm not necessarily like a massive fan of either of these trials. Like, they're not like either one of them is in my top of all time. And again, maybe I'm probably going to end up doing a trials tier list at some point, but for now that will have to suffice for a brief summary. Yeah, definitely would prefer. Oh, he didn't actually hit me. Definitely would prefer the way that Fabricate works as opposed to this one, because it is just simply annoying when you have to guess and check. So we have to bring the film reel all the way to its destination before we know if it's the right place. So you can end up having to bring it. You know, if you get the worst possible luck, you have to be lugging these film reels around for quite a while. And now there are several. We did find several fire barrels at the start here. There's like 3 that I saw. I'm a little afraid of the picture though. Yeah, we'll do that later. This trial also, of course, will suffer from the issue that we had on Pervert the Futterman, where there's heavy object gates, although they're mainly only between this central area and the rest of the map, so it won't normally be a big issue. I'll just immediately drop that one off and go grab it, and honestly, I'm gonna try and see if it'll probably feel a little bit less annoying to go find the actual projector locations first, because lugging around a film reel while looking for the projector locations is annoying already. And then when you actually get to the projector and find out that you are in the wrong place, that kind of gets amplified. So I haven't really gone with this approach before, but it might be interesting to try. First of all, though, we're going to go drop this water into here. Get our first of 2 out of the way. Only 6 more needed for the task as well. And of course, we are again on the lookout for any of these, so we can grab rig rechargers. I'm just going to use this stamina booster. I was kind of saving it for potentially while I was carrying one of the things, but I don't feel like I don't feel like having it take up a slot in my inventory anymore when we can have another brick. And this is nice. We get another of our barrels here. Seems like we must have one of the projectors that's in this back area. Probably this one in this corner. Yeah, so that was a good thing that I didn't bring the reel along with me, because I would have had to go all the way around to reach this location. And we can instead just grab a different reel and put it in the exchange window that's right there, and that will save us a good deal of time. Of course, this guy wants to interrupt our plans, and we will have to go this way, because is that a door? No, that door is also blocked, yeah. Both other doors out of that room are blocked with yellow bars, so it's still not ideal, but much less annoying than it would have been otherwise. We'll try it with reel number 4. How's that sound? And instead of going and doing that immediately, we'll go down into the basement to look for the projector down there, because the giant is being a nuisance. I should have kept my half brick with me as opposed to a bottle. That was stupid. I could have opened that padlock door. I don't really think I have time for that, but we can do it later. Okay. I guess I'll just go back across and do... Who are you? I don't even know who that enemy is, where he's usually at. Well, we can smash into here and pick this up at least, since it does have a one-way accessibility sort of thing. Gooseberry's there, so let's go upstairs instead. How about? We're just sort of rolling with the punches, doing what's possible for ourselves. Check here. Oh no. I should have just smashed this open, to be honest. I think this is a dead end. Yeah. That. Oh no, it's not actually. I didn't realize there was a door here. Yikes. Anywhere to drop this water. Grab this. I think we recently saw a barrel, but I'm trying to remember where. I didn't see the projector over there, but it certainly still could be. I'm gonna go over here because I made so much noise in that area. Okay, the projector's here. Evidence. Couldn't pick it up. We'll grab it when we come up here with a reel. There's the fire barrel we can bring our water to. Lockbreaker coming in handy again. Oh, I almost stepped on that. Okay. I better get rid of that. It's a really annoying position for it. Sometimes it can be hard to even see when you're coming up the stairs if there's a flamethrower in that sort of position. Alright. We can grab this. And we again know that the projector is in here. Oh, the next room over, but yeah, I think it's probably more enjoyable to do it this way so you just know where you're going. Even if it ends up being wrong like this, and you actually need reel number 3. It's still better than going all the way there before knowing where you're going. But reel number 3 is right here, so we can load this up into the window. And we will proceed down into the basement to look again down there for the projector. Oh, wow. Yeah. Oh, that also hit Gooseberry. I figured that guy would swing at me Okay, there's our projector. So that's a good spot for us to bring our that's a good spot for us to bring our reel that's in the window on that side. And of course get this one on its way to the location we know it has to go. I'm just going to go directly into the dark and through the crawl space instead of taking the left, which would be quicker but likely more dangerous. Alright, this is definitely correct. And that is I. So I is number 3. Gotta be a little bit careful here with the picture. Of course, just snarling and growling like a rabid dog, as the X-Pop are often loving to do. No way this bitch turns around and sees me there and then throws a Molotov up the stairs. Fuck the pitcher. Oh my god, I hate him. Regardless, not the end of the world. We can check this one up here for with this reel that we have. Okay.
What do you think, Dr. Futterman? If we told the children we needed help.
Those dumb little shits are oozing out of my hands, out of my boots, my pills. Tell them whatever's wrong.
Alright. Okay, this grunt is here as well. Yeah, there's, of course, the barrel in this room over here. Oh, wow. Hi. So let's see if we get the worst possible RNG, and this ends up being number 2. See, even with the better strategy of checking first, this trial still sucks. For like the way the objective works. Of course, the environment is amazing, unparalleled even, you could possibly say. But the objective does it a severe injustice. If only because of the information obscurity, which I guess is maybe even playing into the theme of the map itself with being the illusion castle. Regardless of that, it's still annoying. We of course have I as number 3. And this is 4, which is Bunny. I, Bunny at the end. I'm finishing this pour, I don't care. Lovely. And honestly, we're not in the greatest position to bring this. I'd really prefer to just switch it over to the other side through the middle. That'll be the easiest way, I think. Oh god, this fucking pictures, dude. Yeah, go look over there, bitch. I fucking hate the picture. Not sure what the goose's plan is. Oh, she turned around. Who is this grunt that keeps wandering through the main courtyard? I've never really seen him do that. Of course, this isn't even the best way because of, you know, naturally this door is blocked. So we have to go super far around to even get this thing, but still probably better than traversing the upstairs areas with the reel. Get ourselves the 2-for-1 there.
What you want?
And get the heck out of here. With the reel. It's Bunny at the end. What are all these footsteps? Very strange. Grab this. Pour it up. Just need 3 more of these, which we should be able to do in the next trial. I would assume. Crown, eye, bunny, and then we just need to double check the first one because I never looked at that originally. And then we'll be good to go. Spade, crown, eye, bunny. It's just that easy. Spade, crown, eye, and bunny. Smash the like button and we're off the scene. Yeah, I'm not gonna pour this water with that whole situation taking place and the giant being so far away. Just keep it safe. Got hit by the pitcher, so just want to guarantee the A+ completion. Sorry, Goose. Alright. We are out of there. And yeah, I'm unlucky with the RNG, but hey, we got through it. A+ 14 minutes, 55 seconds, Beguile the Children, Deep Burn Psycho Surgery. And yeah, just the 1 damage there from the pitcher. But yeah, we're far from done. We've still got 4 more trials left to go. This is one of the longer videos, but I mean, we've got a lot of long trials in this one, just the nature of it. But I'll see you guys for the next one. Next here we have Eliminate the Past, a trial which I have coined a little nickname for, Eliminate the Fun, because this trial's not fun. This trial is just, it's just lame. And I will certainly talk about it more extensively in my tier list, but I am just personally not a fan of it. I know there are, well, there's at least one fan out there that I know of course, Happy Heart. The legend is apparently a big fan of this trial. I just think it being all or nothing is not ideal. That's basically it. And the fact that they put it in to deep burn here is twisting the knife a bit because your stamina is in the drink. I of course didn't get a stamina booster, which would have been huge for this trial. But your stamina is in the drink, and that makes it very, very difficult to actually even get all the boxes back, let alone the fact that, you know, most people, myself usually included, can't even find all the damn boxes. So this is certainly not going to help. And I guess I could have switched things up and brought some X-ray memes to this trial. I've kind of just been a bit autopiloting. Wow, my brain and my fingers disconnected right there and didn't cooperate with each other. I was like, back up, and my fingers were like, go forward. I'm struggling out here today. We had that strange issue with crouching from the door trap on one of the other trials. I don't remember. I'm gonna go get X-ray. Why not? Let's mess with it. Okay, we're back with X-ray this time. Yeah, that was very weird. I like short-circuited or something. Of course, we get a battery booster. I was in reality, I intentionally trolled to reroll for stamina booster, but was well, I've been denied clearly. Good thing is this will also allow us to use more rig for the task, but we still need. Oh, okay, so we don't actually need to do the pitcher task. So good. Me neglecting that is not going to come back to bite me. We should use rig 4 times and do 3 barrels, and we'll be done with this with part 1 of tasks, so we can at least look at the part 2, see how many we can do before Or, I don't know why I said before. Yeah, before finishing the event, I guess. So let's throw on our x-ray, look for boxes. There's one there. I don't see, there's a water there, which we do need. There's a box in that room. I almost landed in the fire because it was such a wide expanse of flames. This is incredibly annoyingly placed. Whatever, guess we're smashing this in. There was the one that I saw. There's a fire barrel here that I saw. So we know where 2 boxes are. One of them in this room right behind me. We can adrenaline up for this run here. Just, if no other reason than to get the hell away from the pitcher. It's actually coil. And then there's one like on the couch in the area with the shooting range. Okay, there's this easy box that we're gonna not bring because of pitcher. W lock breaker here. Run for our lives away from the berserker. This is up in 45. I'm gonna go check. Okay, there is one in here, so we are rewarded for checking. And I do see that water right there, so I'll just grab this and do this fire barrel right here. And we just need to do one more after this. So we currently know we're 3. No way! What? Bro, I do not understand the Berserker sometimes. Like, his reaction speed is so variable. I'm like, I feel like majority of the time I could just sprint right past him there and I would have had no issue. But not that time, no. Anyway, enough being a crybaby. I did see quite a few boxes there, I think. There was one in that central area of the... You know what I'm saying. Of the A sector. And of course the Berserker is here to piss me off. So is the pitcher. Let's go into B and look for some more boxes. Of course this is blocked, so that's horrible. Didn't really see anything that time through. Could be in the back. There's almost always one in this room somewhere. Of course, we also can, of course, just do the secondary after, before we hit the button. There's plenty of water around. There's a box. How are you over here already? It really is just the stamina, you know, truth. The stamina is just too trash. Okay, Mama's just pitching a tent in this location. And then, of course, the fucking pitcher and coil coming out every 2 seconds certainly does not help matters. What the fuck? Why did he go around? This is the other one that I saw here. And we do still know that there is one in the shooting range on the couch. Oh my god. Fucking back-to-back flamethrowers like that is crazy. Oh my. Of course, dropping off the box makes a noise. Don't forget that. So he would have heard me regardless. Use our rig 20 times is done. course, yeah. Keep it up, pitcher. Love when he just throws a Molotov at literally nothing. And I almost die instantly. Almost just insta 2 bars from that. Coil's coming out again. So... my confidence at this moment in time is not high. I did not mean to use that, to be frank with you. But hey, it happens. And yeah, so pretty, I mean, this is a pretty choice example of why this trial sucks, to be frank. Because we've gone through all this, we've put in this effort, and we're going to be, at best, missing 1 box. If we can even find one and bring it. Actually, we do know where one is, don't we? And most of the actual results here, I suppose, you could attribute to the presence of deep burn. But that doesn't really matter too much in terms of how I view the trial. Like, this happens on many and any combinations of variators. Where you just don't get quite enough time, you don't get quite the right pathing or paths available, and you don't quite get all the boxes, and now I still have to do essentially the same thing as if I had gotten 0 boxes at all. Now, is it marginally easier? Maybe, but that doesn't really matter to me. We just need to pour that last water and then we can go with it. I guess we could try finding another one with this water before... or, because that guy might camp that for a bit, but I don't think there really would be many fire barrels in the back halls. Oh, there is one. Shows what I know. So yeah, I don't know. Again, I know there's some people who like this trial, but I just think the implementation of the concept leaves a lot of potential on the table for what a trial like this could be. Is, I guess, the... Fuck you! Oh my god, just sitting on the other side of that door, of course. Now, I think I'll still be okay on grave because of X-ray, as long as I don't fully die, but we'll see. Yeah. Additionally, another complaint about this trial, if you can indulge me, is the fact that myself, of course, being someone who's going for an A+, the hectic scramble of... Thank you, X-Ray, for not making it super clear to me because I'm dumb, potentially, which way that flamethrower was pointing. The hectic scramble of running all around trying to find all the boxes often results in taking damage, which is not good for my main objective of getting an A+. I would be much more likely to get an A+ if I just sat in the gym or the spawn the entire 7 minutes and then did the escape. So, yeah. Have I complained enough? Potentially. But I really, really hope that that last flamethrower did not take away my A+. I used X-Ray a bunch, which, as I understand it, gives you a lot of grade points. So, hopefully, yes. A+, 10 minutes, 21 seconds, eliminate the fun, deep burn psychosurgery. So yeah, another good reason to use X-Ray on this trial. It can help mitigate your many, 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 many mistakes. But with that completion, we have finished part 1 tasks. So let's see what we have to deal with in part 2 and see if we can squeeze it all into the last 3 MKs. Let's just need to get up out of the shuttle here. And of course, I wasn't necessarily doing myself any favors as far as getting boxes quickly with, you know, not having noise reduction. But, you know, I don't think we should be relying on noise reduction to make a trial reasonable. So yeah, let's claim that for the big reward. And then what do we got for part 2 here? A+ in 3, which we will do. 3 trials at Psycho, which we will also do. We need to complete 8 tasks. Complete a trial without throwing a single bottle or brick. We can do that. Complete a trial of the special therapy without being burned. We can do that. That's 4. We can damage an enemy with a fire mine. Extinguish a burning barrel within the first 90 seconds. Carry a water continuously for 100 meters. Extinguish 2 burning barrels within 2 minutes of each other. Destroy 3 fire mines. Hit pitchers 5 times. And extinguish 2 barrels in a single trial. I assume that is. We don't have to do that. Oh no, that's just, oh yeah, in a single trial. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we can skip that one. We can do all of these other ones, I think. So let's see if we can get that completed. We're headed to Feed the Children, which should be a pretty good MK for those objectives. We're going to switch back to the standard setup to try and lock in and get all these tasks done. Okay, Feed the Children here, and let me remind myself of what the tasks were. Okay, so these 2 we don't care about. Don't throw anything. Don't get burned. So we can't do the damage with a fire mine if we don't throw anything. So we just want to do that. These 2, don't get burned, don't throw anything, and then do 2 burning barrels really quickly at the start here. And then we can also lug a water around. Give me a stamina booster would help a lot. And we get the battery booster. That's lovely. Okay, so we're not going to pick up any throwables so we don't accidentally just use them on instinct. Don't throw anything, don't get burned, and we need to find a water and a fire barrel quickly here if we can. Of course, we have to get through this annoying opening tutorial segment. Might be hard to not get burned when trying to do these, like, other tasks. There's a barrel. Can we find a water? Maybe through here? Don't pick... don't! I'm surprised, actually, that I didn't get burned there. There's another barrel. Water, please. In here? We're getting hosed on the waterfront. Can't find... There's one. Is this going to be within 90 seconds? I don't know. But it seems like it was decently quick. Careful. It'll be a bit harder probably to find another water to get the other one within 2 minutes as well. That's one. There we go. Extinguish a burning barrel within the first 90 seconds of the trial. There's another barrel there. We've got plenty of those to go around. The water is what we lack. Could be one here, yep. And then, even if we don't get it here, we can get a different water for the 100 meters of water. Okay. I'm not letting you interrupt my task grinding, pal. Thanks. There we go. Extinguish 2 burning barrels within 2 minutes of each other. No! Fuck! Well, we got burned, so that one is off the table. But we can still do no throwables used, which if we do that, then the next trial will be easier to get no burning, because then we will be able to destroy the flamethrowers. So let's carry this water around while we look for the bleach. Looks like, oh, crouch jumping like adds it on a bit later. 100 meters is longer than I thought. I'm honestly, this is just coming to mind because I was playing some more Phasmophobia with Blurry last night. I'm not the biggest fan of when games like this, and particularly like Phasmophobia, use like real world specific measurements like that. It's not really that big of an issue here because you can just do it and see the number go up, and it doesn't really matter how far a meter is, but there's things in Phasmophobia that are like, you know, X meters away or whatever, you know, this thing works at this range of meters, and it's like, I don't know how far that is. How am I supposed to know how far a meter is? You know, even if I do know what it is in real life, it might not be the exact same in game. That being said, I don't know what it is in real life, so that certainly doesn't help. Anyway, just a random thing. We did it. We carried a water can continuously for 3 meters. So all we have left to worry about on this one is just not throwing, not doing any throwables. So that's easy, plenty easy enough. And then we can do the don't get burned again on a different trial. Kind of getting unfortunately chased by everyone all at once here. We've yet to find any bleach. I mean, what is this, man? Seems like we were always going to have trouble not getting burned with no throwables on this trial. The flamethrowers are quite abundant, it would seem. There's the pitchers coming out again. There's our bleach finally. And of course we have a ridiculous fire vent in the way of getting out quickly. Oh, the pitcher's already in the laundry area. I thought he was still in the hallway. Is that door available right there? Of course, pings the pitcher. Seems to be, and the pitcher's even going to go that way for me. So that will hopefully help us out, as long as he doesn't turn around randomly and whip a Molotov in our direction. If he comes this way, I'll just drop this and go to the chapel side, which is the case. So, and look, dude, the enemies are just being in the most annoying places ever for me in this trial. This guy, the pool, everything, very annoying. Okay, that's a water. How would they really know the difference between a nasty piss water and the bleach? Come on now. We could interchange. Alright. Got 2 bleaches to pour. Just need upstairs chapel and poolside for this. Let's pour. And I actually don't remember. I think we have maybe Tilt the Scales of Justice next, and then we end with Stash the Contraband. It'll be nice doing Stash the Contraband with no heavy objects. Of course, this grunt is again directly in my way. Hopefully this giant is at least a bit more lenient. The pitcher's still out? Or is that a different pitcher? Hard to know. The more pitchers variators means he's almost constantly roaming around, but thankfully the giant didn't bother us, and we are coming away with the last bleach for the so-called services area. And the upstairs chapel bleach is generally the easiest of them all, being all in the dark, and with the grunt over there usually spending most of their time downstairs. We should be pretty good to go. Just be careful of flamethrowers. Oh, I spoke too soon about the grunt, but that won't actually be a problem for us. But yeah, man, orphanage flamethrowers are pretty abundant. There we go. The final bleach. Generally, they're also pretty rough on courthouse, so I can imagine tilt being a pain in the ass. But we do need to try and lock in for that so we can get the don't get burned task. It usually seems like the part 2 tasks have the more interesting and unique tasks, and the part 1 tasks are the ones that are more of like just a grind or complete a bunch of a certain, do a bunch of one specific thing. Which is fine. That's just, Just making note of it, I guess, if anything. Of course, as I continually mention, this trial was pretty heavily nerfed as a result of the invasion release, making the ending quite free as opposed to how it used to be. So we will take that in this case. And I think we just had the one demerit of getting burned briefly, but we completed a trial without throwing a single bottle or brick, which is what we were mainly going for. A plus 8 minutes 30 seconds. Feed the children deeper in psychosurgery. Quite long for Feed the Children, but we were working on tasks quite heavily. And yeah, I think we have Tilt next, so I will see you guys for that. Alright, Tilt the Scales of Justice is indeed the trial, and we are looking to complete this without getting burned, and then also damage an enemy with a fire mine. You can, of course, do that with the jammer. That's, I guess, probably the obvious way, and we did get a stamina booster, which is lovely. That's, I guess, probably the obvious way to do it, but the more fun way to do it, I would say, is to do something like this, where you, hello, you wait for them to walk over a fire mine and then hit it with a bottle or a brick, and that will hit them. Now, against a giant, it doesn't really do much. They just go, ah, you have disturbed me slightly. But it will knock down lesser enemies, and this is annoying. I believe. I think frost mines are more powerful for that, but regardless, it's still a usable thing. Not often applicable when you'd be more likely to just use the throwable itself on the enemy, but it is nice sometimes for, you know, kind of killing two birds with one stone, so to speak. Okay, whatever. Because you get rid of the trap, and you get to run away from the enemy with the stagger. We do, of course, still need to worry about the secondary, although not as intently as we were for pretty much the rest of the video. We had to make sure we got 25 of them done, and then it was a big focus of Feed the Children. This guy just smashed open that window. How rude! Looks like he smashed the planks off this door, too. Kind of helpful, I'm not gonna lie. Get rid of that for potential, you know, safety concerns. The only evidence on this side is the one all the way here at the end, which is very common to spawn. So we can do this. 2.6, 2.9.6, 2956. Coil is here, which is annoying. Maybe we can just run out the door here. Okay, Coil, calm down now. Alright, yeah, we can just... No, God, that is so annoying that that's blocked. We have to run all the way around now. And Coil is gonna maybe spot us as a result. This damn unrivaled... This giant comes way too far up, bro, from outside. Pisses me off. Alright. Okay, there's a water as well, which we can go back to that if we end up not finding anything anywhere else, but I'll first go looking for the rest of our evidence, which is going to be over here in the big room and the one next to the far side room. So yeah, I was gonna say I could see there being a water over here on this table, and there was. So that's rather validating, although there was one right there as well, so we could have avoided the extra trip had I known. Here is the first one that's activated. This room I honestly very rarely get, so I'm not very familiar with the locations. There's one there. 4.9 dot. Yeah, this room I feel like I basically never get on this trial. That's kind of crazy. 469, nice 0. All right, not too bad. But yeah, this might be the one I get the least. But like also this room that the crawl space connects to here is fairly uncommon. I feel like it's absolutely most common to get the 2 at the far ends, but especially the one on the blue side is like you always get that one. Like it's not 100%, but it is literally like 90+% of the time you will get that one on the far side. Of course, Coil's gonna be the slowest guy in the world, or a farmer extraordinaire. But we just need one more evidence. So far so good on the not getting burned front, which is of course the task we're looking to complete. We already got the fire mine damage task. And then we should just need the A pluses. Or, you know, just one more A plus, one more psychosurgery completion. Come on, there's got to be another fibro. There we go. And then this is going to be our last, where our last head is located. Secondary completed. Very nice. And what have we got? Ooh.
She is blind and she is beautiful. A sword and a scale.
Okay, Coil. Hope you're having a grand old time just
It's not a matter
waddling
of
around.
truth. It's a matter of justice. Fucking psycho hillbilly.
Psycho hillbilly. Okay, that's 4,960. Wow, okay, doesn't get much easier than that. I'm gonna get rid of this just in the very unlikely case that I somehow walk into it. Hopefully we don't run into anything on our exit. If not, we should be pretty clear. Of course, we got this screamer. Always annoying, the screamers on this trial. We do have adrenaline as well, should that prove useful for whatever reason. Coil, we meet again. Hope you have plans to not stand around forever, as I'd like to get out of here. Also, don't come this way. You're going to want to check out the judicial wing. Well, you shouldn't come out into this dead end, because there's the co-op door, of course. Very... I mean, I don't assume they would be able to really easily make it happen, but it's always interesting seeing the enemies just gleefully walk straight through the fire vents. It's always fun. An adrenaline right about now. And again, hopefully, yeah. I'm not feeling very fast with this adrenaline, but whatever. We're all good, I think. No burns taken here on tilt, despite quite, again, a healthy population of flamethrowers. Let's... Yeah! Oh, from way downtown. Bullseye is right. And that will do it. Nice flawless there. And, yeah, we should get that task. Complete trial of special therapy without being burned. A plus 8 minutes, 4 seconds. Tilt skills of justice. Deep burn psychosurgery. All we've got left now is Stash the Contraband, which I'm a pretty big fan of, so it should be a good time. And no special considerations to worry about, so we should be able to get both Part 1 and Part 2 tasks done in just the 9 completions. W. Alright, we are here finally on the final trial of this flashback, which is Stash the Contraband. Again, trial I'm pretty fond of. I'm not you know, I know a lot of people are not the biggest fans of the docks, and I know Kotz has actually been affectionately calling this map the casino now instead of the docks, because yeah, we really haven't had much interaction with the ship outside of Poison the Medicine, or any ships in general for that matter, so I kind of I definitely understand that perspective. But this trial in particular, I quite like, especially compared, I guess, to the other trials on this map. And I'm not exactly sure what it is about it necessarily. It's pretty fun learning all of the locations in particular, I guess I would say, so that you can kind of methodically go through each of the areas and know, you know, you don't have to like search around and be like, oh, maybe there's one over here or maybe there's one in a certain area. You know for a fact once I've checked this spot and then there's one other spot on the downstairs of the casino that can have a barrel. Once I've checked both of those spots, I know I'm good and I don't need to be checking down here anymore. So that is probably part of the reason. But yeah, I definitely don't mind doing this one. It's pretty enjoyable. We still, of course, need to worry about the secondary, which does have some implication. We have another water there. We're gonna unfortunately have to wait for the mannequin door here. Of course, this is probably probably the main downside of the trial that I know makes a lot of people not like it, are these mannequin doors, which are quite annoying to deal with. I mean, I'm certainly not going to argue with that. That's the Franco, not the pitcher. Okay, he's going over there. Well, thankfully this opened up for me, because that would have been pretty tough otherwise. Get rid of that flamethrower. Oh, he didn't actually want to come out for that barrel noise, or that bottle noise, okay. The pitcher spawned in Chemco, so I think I'm probably good to do this. And then we know actually that we got one in that, through that door, and one through that door. That's where our drugs need to go. And so let's make that happen, shall we? Just one more barrel. It would be nice, although it probably won't work out, but we could try and go... Oh, this is bad. Greedy, yes. Worth it, also yes. I'm just gonna stun. I probably could have gotten past him, but... we gotta squeeze through there. Oh, Shunk! Okay, we're just gonna go downstairs. I probably could have gotten past him with the bottle throw, but with how he was positioned and the way he was somewhat blocking the door, I wasn't fully confident in that being successful. You know? Oh, okay. This is actually open. I expected this to be closed, and I was going to say, you know, we can just quickly loop around and grab that water, but there's all there will be other waters probably that we can make do with. Let's grab ourselves some more drugs, and I'm gonna go train depot this time, since of course even though we're done on that side and we have to go to Chemco, there could still be some lingering upset enemies. Usually leave this one till last, so we just drop the drug packet there. It always pisses me off when enemies spot you from up above here and then come down. It's so annoying. But we're gonna go this way anyways, since this is the way I prefer to do this. Because of where the mannequin doors are and how this upper area of the train depot works, I much prefer going around and going through these alarm doors to find the barrels that are upstairs here. Could be one in this room, no sir. Potentially in this little cubby. Yes. Can we? I think we can actually. He just barely got far enough away and Franco won't quite be out to hear that.
You know what it does to people?
And this should still be open thanks to this guy. Sadly. Oh, very sadly, very sadly. Okay. Yeah, we'll just do I guess a full run around and go up through that other alarm door. Although Franco could be over here somewhere. Gotta be aware of that. Okay, I think we're okay to go through this alarm door and search up here for the other barrel. I don't fully trust that. Throw 10 projectiles at a grunt as well. It's gonna be here, which will probably make us smash this open. Oh wow, it was actually unlocked. So we can safely place this one, and then we just have Chemco left. Still need that one more fire barrel, of course, but not overly concerned about that. I assume it won't be too tough to find. This grunt, of course, from the alarm door, we can use the fire mine against him and then bug out the game and get hit because of it. I mean, of course, he just falls directly in the doorway in such perfect fashion that I just simply can't get past him, even with a door snap. That's just so unlucky. And I mean, I knew going for the door snap that it was probably going to screw me over, and I still went for it. But, you know, whatever. I mean, I don't really care that much about getting the perfect flawless. It's just about the A+. And, you know, why not try it if it'll potentially give me something to complain about afterwards? That's always been my philosophy. Now, we do want to check downstairs here. No water's in sight so far. Okay, nice. Chemco's usually the most annoying place to complete out of the three. Just because it's brightly lit and there's enemies all over the place. We got two of the pretty easy ones, and we do have a water can right there. But I'm not sure where we can bring it. Guess we'll risk opening this, and I regret it. We'll leave this right here and maybe grab it on our way out of the area. Okay, every EIG in the entire map go off all at once. Well, why not? We need this to open up to let us out. Okay. We can also bring this out, of course. Oh, that's so sad. That's where we obviously need to bring our last drug packet. Don't really know if there's an easy spot to bring this water. I don't think so. Hopefully this opens up. Should open up soon. Because that mannequin's way over there. Oh, we can actually see it coming through the window. It's kind of funny. This is a very annoying one to get to. Okay. Oh. Okay. We do have the window, so should be all good here. And that gate is opening up with some pretty good timing, so we can take that and grab our water and just... Oh, there's another water here too. Okay. Grab our water. Hey, maybe pop an adrenaline, why not? Make this a bit quicker. And jump out here with it and find a fire barrel on the way back. Now the reason why you actually leave, or I would advise that you leave the one inside the train depot downstairs for last, is because whenever you finish it, the objective, Franco will leave and go to spawn at the shuttle. But if you leave it till the end, you can often beat him there, and then that makes the ending a lot more free. Our final fire barrel for this flashback. I believe this is the 6th flashback therapy, technically, if you include the ones from last year. So yeah, fun stuff. In goes the last drug packet, and we are off to the races to the shuttle. Okay, Franco actually immediately came out, so that's a bit unlucky.
How's the man survive? I'm gonna make you king.
Am I gonna get shot? Potentially. Boy, not only did he immediately spawn, he ran directly for where I was. Just wallbang him with the stun there, and that should be more than enough. Of course, though, the pitcher is also coming out, so we are getting a bit bad luck for this ending for sure, but we should be good. The almighty reagent crate is highly useful for avoiding enemies at the end of this. Yeah, overall, Deep Burn, great event. Again, better than I had expected it to be prior to its release. And the stamina thing is very impactful, by far the biggest impact, I would say. Although all the other stuff combined also does make a big difference. We, of course, completed 3 trials on Psycho with A+ to finish the Part 2 tasks. A+, 11 minutes, 9 seconds, Stash Contraband, Deep Burn, Psycho Surgery, and just the 1 damage from my foolish attempt at a door snap. That definitely, I'll definitely take the blame for it, although it certainly could have worked out. It was kind of a coin flip in my book. But yeah, some pretty cool posters you can, of course, get from these tasks. So if you didn't do the event itself when it was around, then be sure to complete these tasks to pick those up. And unfortunately, the catalog for Deep Burn is not available to everyone right now. Primetime 2025 is the most recent event catalog. I assume that Deep Burn will probably get its catalog released into the collection in the next patch. That would be my guess. So look out for it then, because Deep Burn had some really cool stuff in the catalog, including the picture animations for the podium and lobby screen. So they are really cool, and I would highly recommend picking those up when they are available for everyone to buy. That's going to be it for this video, you guys. Next video is going to be the Fun Park Over-Explained. We already have covered the police station and orphanage, so Fun Park will be next with quite a large suite of trials to cover in that. People have been pretty supportive on that series, so I'm glad you've been enjoying it. Also, most recently, I uploaded an amps tier list. If you're curious on my opinions on all the amps, check that out. I'll probably do Fun Park Over-Explained, and then next video after that will be I think Toxic Shock is next week. Toxic Shock's Flashback will be after that, and then I will either be releasing my next critique video or we will do another tier list. We'll see what the plan exactly is there. Of course, links in the description to join my Discord. Follow me on Twitch. We stream at least twice a week. Tuesdays and Saturdays has been my schedule for a little bit, but sometimes we throw a bonus day or two in there. So be sure to check that out if you're interested. Of course, again, don't forget to smash like, subscribe for future videos. We're about to hit 6,000 subscribers, which is crazy. Really appreciate all the support recently, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.